Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with podcast 76. Man, I can't believe we've done 76 podcasts. Doing one a day. Yesterday we did 2. I hope you guys enjoyed Gabriel and I's little chat about seller financing and the variables around it. Here we go. These are the 5 questions sent in by real estate investors like yourself who had a question and wanted an answer. I'm going to try hard. And remember, if you have a question, send it to support@bsffacademy.com. One more time, support@bsffacademy.com. Here we go. Question number 1, here we go. I'd like to determine a geographic location, city, zip codes, to invest in. How can I compare cities and zip codes within my county most effectively? What should I be looking for? My goal would be to determine the best city location to invest in around my area. I'm thinking least amount of investors mailing saturation, good rent to price ratios. My goal is to get homes at a price where I can use one of many strategies. How would I determine the amount and quality of prospects within that market? Well, we do it an easy way. We run a double algorithm. So we run numbers based upon cash sales, how many units per zip code, how many pre-foreclosures, REOs, what the average days on market is, what the median sales price is, how many of the median sales price have 30% equity or greater, how many of those are in the bottom third, middle third, and top third. And then I run a double algorithm. And that tells me within a geographical location which areas to market to. You would just do that on multiple areas. Now, you pointed out in this question, and I'm gonna say the little sentence again. I'm thinking least amount of investors mailing saturation. Keep in mind that NAR, National Association of Realtors, and all the local realtors, they do a ton of local marketing. And without our brothers and sisters who are also real estate investors marketing to an area, it's going to be a little tougher for us to get a foothold in there because of the realtors and NAR that's doing so much advertising. So you kind of need those other investors and that mailing saturation. Now, yes, you can have too many investors doing things. However, I have found as long as you do enough marketing, as long as you do enough of the right things, that it doesn't matter if there's 1,000 of you. And if you believe in prosperity and abundance like I do, then you should look at those folks around you that are working with you and doing the same thing as you do as just benchmarks. You know, they're either where you've been or where you're going to go, and it's okay. So don't worry about other folks doing what you want to do in an area, but look at the area and find out, again, who's doing a lot of the stuff and where that area is. And we just run a double algorithm. Now, all of that algorithm is part of my coaching program, so I can't really share it with just any outsider. If you want to come into the coaching program, I absolutely help you out. The other thing that you want to do, and it's something that we do in the coaching program every 4 weeks, is we actually run statistics on our area, so our market. So we know what our market's actually capable of doing and what it's doing from a standpoint of how much inventory we have, how much inventory is hitting the market, how much inventory is leaving the market, how much inventory is in pending status. We want to know what our days on market is doing. We want to know what our median is doing, if it's going up or going down. A lot of those good things, how many cash sales we have, that kind of stuff. And we look at those numbers monthly so we can determine what our properties are going to be doing to us or for us as we sit in the position of buying. That's really, really important to know. And then ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about having the right marketing strategy and hit folks. And fall forward. Great question. Question number 2. I want to send a letter to a neglected house that I found while driving in my neighborhood. I looked up the address on the assessor's site, and there are 2 owners listed on the house, each with different last names. When addressing the letter to them, do you just pick one of them or both of them? Who do you send the letter to? Just the first one. Whoever the first designated person is on the title is the one. And they're the one that's going to get all the mail anyway. And so, yeah, just send it to that person, care of that person. And, you got a 50% chance, but it's typically the first one. And, go visit the neighbors around the house that you saw and ask the neighbors if they know who the owner is. Because a neglected house, those neighbors want to help you. They want to help you find that seller. because they want you to fix that house up. One of them may know the seller already. If you can't find the seller or you're having a hard time, go stick a for sale sign in the front yard. And that seller's going to call you if they're close and they're watching the house. They'll be pissed off, but they'll still call you. And that's okay. Just say, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you. The only way I knew to get a hold of you was to put a sign up that says, call me, kind of stuff. So congratulations on getting out there and doing some stuff. I mean, any time that you fall forward and push yourself forward to do something, whether good stuff comes from it or not, something good will come from it. I'm just happen to be a big believer on that. So you may be out there running neighborhoods. You may be out there, dialing for dollars. You may be, whatever it is you're doing, you may be unsuccessful in it, but something's going to come your way because you're just taking action. Action's very, very important in life. If you just sit on your butt all day long, don't do anything, nothing's going to happen. You get out there, you start working, something good's going to go on. It's just a huge mind frame difference. So congratulations.
Thanks for listening to Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 3. I got a call from a seller that has a house that's been condemned due to meth manufacturing. Oh my goodness. Is this something that can be dealt with fairly simple, or should I stay away? I don't know. The worst thing I ever got myself into is I had a couple people that got murdered in a house, and no one knew it, and they sat there long enough that their bodies expanded and blew up, and all their body parts blew up all over the house and the walls and that kind of stuff. And I know there's just people out there, there's like asbestos people out there that go out there and abate asbestos. So I'm sure there's someone that abates meth kind of stuff. Find one, call your police departments, call your sheriff's department, find out, hey, who abates meth, location, that kind of stuff. You're going to find them. I mean, if there's people out there that haul body parts away from people that have blown up on houses, and if there's people out there that take asbestos away, there's bound to be someone out there that does the same thing. You got your mold abatement people. One of those people is going to know someone. So just fall forward. And here's the deal. You almost probably got a little gold mine going on there. I mean, no one else is going to take the time or the trouble to figure it all out. And once you do, there it is. Make sure you get paid for what you do. Every time you have to do something out of the ordinary, you should get paid high dollars for it, okay? Make sure you reward yourself. Don't just do a normal deal on something like this. Make sure it's a really special deal. And if they give you the house or the property, take it. Question number 4. I have been in contact with a couple realtors for the past couple weeks. It may be time to ask them to list a property that has not transferred deed. How should this conversation go? Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, I have a house that I need listed. My contract with the seller says I can actually do that. Here's a copy. I'd like to list it for this value. When can we meet? Great. I'll see you then. It's a real simple conversation. Some of them are going to say no. Some are going to look at you like you just spoke Chinese or something. And it's not that Chinese is a bad language or anything. They just don't understand you. They don't understand what you're doing. They're going to say, oh, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Find someone that's realtor and investor friendly. There's realtors out there that just absolutely want to be investors, and they understand that stuff. Find a broker. It's easier to deal straight with the broker than it is with the agent. But you're going to find one. Heck yes, I'm a broker, heck. I know what the rules are. I challenge rules. I mean, rules, if they don't apply correctly, we challenge them. That's what society's for. So go out there and find someone to do what you want them to do and get it done. Worst case scenario, call up one of those flat fee listing companies and get it done there. Although I'm not a big supporter of them in today's marketplace, but if that's your last resource, that's your last resource. There you go. Question number 5. If a seller is willing to offer seller financing, how much do I offer in the way of interest, points, or reward? Well, first of all, we don't offer points at all. And the reward sometimes is the fact that you're buying the house. Remember, they have a house they want to sell. So the reward is they get to sell their house. From an interest rate, you start at 0, then you start going up. It has to make sense for everybody. I don't like going over 5. You know, if you listen to podcast number 75 that Gabriel and I did yesterday, man, he's going to talk to you about, man, he doesn't care what the interest rate is as long as it makes sense. Because you can overpay interest as long as you underpay for the property. So it really doesn't matter. But that I like 0 and I don't like going over 5. That's just me. But, you know, interest is relative if you think about it. We're not going to buy and hold these things forever. We're buying them, we're putting them in a contract. We own them for a couple days and we're going to sell them to somebody else. We're not going to sell the note to somebody else, so we're going to extinguish the note when we sell it. So it's, you know, whatever. Interest is no big deal. Don't get hung up on the little stuff, guys and gals. Get hung up on the big stuff like the money that you're going to make. That's where you want to get hung up on because it's a lot of fun. All right? It's a friggin' lot of fun. This one's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I got tongue-tied about 17 different times. I apologize. You know what I haven't had? No one's been going to iTunes. I haven't seen any iTunes. Well, except for the 34 people that have gone there. I appreciate that. But, man, there's got to be more than 34 people listening in on these things on a daily basis that says, man, I like Mike's podcasts. Well, let's brag about them. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get you to brag about my podcast so other people like yourself will see it because it'll move up on the chains of, you know, popularity at iTunes. I don't know how that all works, but it must work somehow. And it'll help other people out. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what it's all about. I mean, I'm doing these things for free. I mean, take a little time out of your day, go to iTunes, and say something good. If you don't have anything good to say something anyway. And if you don't think I'm doing a good job, I guess you need to tell people too. I guess it's a free speech world, so that's where we're at. Till next time, guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.